How's it hanging, YouTube? Peter here, your Ginger Jody geek. Welcome back to the channel for another Let's Talk Toys. And today, as usual, we've got the crack team around. We'll start off with Luke from Hydra Collectibles. How are you, Luke?
I'm very good, thank you. Always a pleasure to be here. Love this toy show.
Yeah, we've got lots to talk about tonight. Some good stuff as well. Some interesting toys. James T. Keegan, how are you?
Heyo, what's up? Sorry.
Oh, man, we haven't even done bloody a minute yet and you've ballsed it up.
I was distracted. Sorry, what's going on? How's things, boys?
It's good,
you
it's
guys?
good. Are you well? Are you well?
I'm very well. I'm having a.
What do you keep looking at your penis for? What are you doing? What's down there? And anyway, we are joined as usual. Oh God, we are joined as usual by comic lad Simon.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Simon?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Not bad at all. And Simon, have you stuck to the brief this week?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Probably not, but
Good stuff. And we are joined by our new pal, Super Sorrel. How are you, Sorrel?
Hello, all good. Thank you.
Good. Now, have you now? You joined with formally last time, and you gave us some interesting stuff. Have you given us some interesting stuff this time as well?
Oh, the weird and wonderful world of Super Sorrel. Yeah, you're going to love it this week.
Yeah, I can't wait to see people's faces with some of these. Now, let's crack straight on. We've got loads to get through tonight, so I want to get straight in. Before we do that, sorry, just to say, we've got Fuzzy of the Dunlop. Nice to see you, Fuzzy. Hello, everyone. Hope you're all well. Hope you feel better, Peter. I do, mate. Thank you very much. And Simon, hashtag silly wave. Good stuff. We've got Sean. Nice to see you, Sean. And we've got Aussie AC. Good day. Nice to see you, bud. Right, let's crack on, guys. We've got lots to get through. And James T. Keegan, I thought we'd start with a bit of gaming news today.
Very good.
So we'll start off with you.
Yeah, so Fallout as a franchise is kind of taken over now since the show. So I've not watched the show yet, but I've heard from everybody.
oh, how dare you?
Tremendous.
Incredible. I've heard.
Amazing.
So yeah, Fallout 4 was the best-selling game in Europe the month that it came out. So that would be last month, wasn't it? It only came out a couple of weeks ago. Which is mad, like that game's 10 years old, you know, so that's kind of crazy. And then Fallout 76, which was notoriously bad when it came out, like it was sort of like an MMO kind of version of it, loads of bugs and like the content wasn't great. And it got 1 million players in one day, which I'm pretty sure is like might be the all-time peak for that game, or at least like the peak since the month it released. So yeah, kind of everybody's in a Fallout buzz at the moment. Kind of.
So I've never played Fallout. I've watched the show, and I have to say I absolutely loved it. Fell in love with this universe. Is the game kind of co-op kind of thing, or is it like a single person mission? Or?
No, so it's an open world RPG. Like it's a 200-300 hour journey kind of game.
Okay.
You know, it's where you're leveling up, you're getting new equipment and stuff, armor and things. I really love the universe, but the games just don't click with me. They're a bit janky, a bit buggy.
Okay.
But I love the world so much. So like, yeah, and then Fallout 76 is multiplayer. So that's like, I think I'm not sure about co-op, but I know there's other players in it anyway. Okay. So I'm sure you can team up with your friends if you want.
Yeah, you can team up with guys.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. Fuzzy is here, ladies and gentlemen, and he is on form. The Fallout from Fallout, some might say. A boom boom. Exactly, Fuzzy. Well,
it's mad to me that, because like I would imagine like Bethesda makes Fallout and Bethesda take about 5-6 years. So they just had Starfield come out. Elder Scrolls 6 has been announced. That'd be the next game. So we're not going to get another Fallout game for about 10 years probably, like at the soonest. So they should just get, like, it's mad to me that they didn't get another developer to, like, you know, Obsidian I think made Fallout New Vegas, just to have had one ready or in development by the time the show came out, you know. Because by the time you get another one, that show will be finished and everything. Like,
well, it might be on other seasons. Do you think?
well, yeah, but that even if it runs for 5 seasons or something like that, though, the new game would only just be coming out then, you know. So.
I wonder if Bethesda will try and do what Hasbro tried to do, and try and become a bit of a movie studio, and we might start seeing like the Elder Scrolls TV series maybe next.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean?
What's the guy's name? Todd Farmer, is it, that runs Bethesda? Said we don't have any plans currently for other stuff, but like I could absolutely see Elder Scrolls being a huge thing, you know.
Do you know what? That's a great point, because I mean, I'm as you all know, like many of you are, I'm sure, I'm a big kind of sci-fi fan, but I'm also a big mythology, and I like my wizards, and I like my Lord of the Rings type universe. I can't remember the last time I had a really good movie or TV show set in that kind of arena, you know?
I mean, yeah, Game of Thrones, I guess. It's more adult kind of focused, and then, yeah, there's not been a Lord of the Rings thing in so long, so, yeah.
Anyway, have any of you guys played this?
played Fallout.
I'd play all of them. Yeah.
Have you, are they similar to the show? Because I loved the show, but I don't want to invest time and effort into the game if it doesn't get the same feel. Do you know?
It's literally the show's in the same universe, like they're canon
Yeah.
to the games. So yeah, you're getting that exactly. Like literally, my assumption of the show is that it's a vault dweller who goes out on their journey, and that's exactly what the games are. You know,
Yeah.
You just create your character like to be what you want.
Good stuff. Interesting. Sorry, Sorrel, you about to say something? Oh, sorry. I thought you were about to speak.
So was I. I was like waiting, bated breath here. Like what's going on?
We've got Jack. Nice to see you, Jack. Hope you're well, bud. Okay, well, speaking of this particular franchise, perfect timing, because we've got these from 3-0. These are 1/6 scale figures based on the kind of the big mech things that are in the movie, in the show. Sorry,
Power suits.
power suits or something. Yeah. Now the T-45 has been out before, but I think 3-0 released these ages ago, and then the excitement of the show, they've re-released them basically. Not so sure about the T-51 with that kind of Coca-Cola
I'm loving
armor.
it. I'm loving the Nuka-Cola
Yeah.
look. You know, I dig it.
I mean, I have to say, before the show, these wouldn't have appealed to me in the slightest. But I am liking the look of these. I could see these sitting alongside some of my collection. They are quite cool, I think. I'd probably go for the T-51, I think, out of all of them. So yeah, lots of Fallout stuff. I would imagine with the success of the show, we're going to get a lot of Fallout action figures and things like that, if there's not a big line out there already.
If I remember correctly, one of the collector's editions from one of the games had like a Pip-Boy, the arm.
Yeah,
thing.
the big arm thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Two
like a
versions
life-size
out.
replica kind of
Yeah.
thing. And I'm sure we'll get another company doing kind of cheaper ones of that.
Oh, yeah,
so
100%.
That'd be a really cool thing to see, I think. And I like the little, what you call him, the little guy, the little boy, something boy.
Pit Boy.
Vault-
Oh, Pip-Boy.
No, Vault Boy, is it? No,
Oh,
what's
Vault
his name?
Boy, the little bobblehead. Vault Boy.
Yeah, I want one of them, please. I'd like a
If they
little
made the
one.
arm thing in the modern day, like now, they could do it so you put your phone into it and there's an app to
Yeah.
download, and they
So I
could
th-
properly
I
go
think
to
that-
town on it.
I think that's what it was. I think it had some connectivity with Fallout 4, and you could like do your things on it in real. In
I mean, it's mad that that's not already out there, to be honest, because you're right. It's literally just a smartphone, really, isn't
Yeah.
it? In some
But, like,
fancy kind of armor somewhere.
I've seen somebody made a like in we'll talk about Helldivers in a little bit, but in Helldivers you have a little arm thing and you do stratagems, like you
Yeah.
put button inputs. So someone's created a real thing, but it's like you have to take both your hands off of the game to do it. So it's like, well, what's
Yeah.
what's the point of that? It's cool.
Fuzzy's weighing in on these. A tat. Fuzzy, if you think this is, we're going worse than this tonight, mate. Don't worry about that. But yeah, so yeah, interesting looking figures. Well. Sorrow.
Mate,
What
this
in
is
the
hot off the
shit?
press. What are you on about? This is hot off the press. Wednesday Adams and Morticia Adams are coming to the world of Monster High. But they can't do it based on the live action movies. They can't do it based on the TV series. They can't do it based on the comic books. They've got to do it based on that god awful animated version.
Oh, really?
So the licensing issues for this has been a nightmare.
Do you mean the new one?
The animated ones, you know, the one where they go on
ones.
holiday and stuff like that. The
Like
weird
in
ones.
in the last like 3-4 years. Like the
Yeah,
CG
yeah.
Ones. I like
Yeah, the
those
CG
movies,
ones.
so
Oh,
I
no,
thought they were pretty good.
But yeah, these ones based on that, they're going to be Skelectors. They're going to be from the Skelector series, as they call it, and they'll be like about 100 odd quid to grab hold of. Other than yeah, they're ridiculous money. Smiths are getting in the original. So these are remakes of the original Monster High dolls from like 2001. These are like the original versions remade. And then the Creature of the Black Lagoon, sticking with the Universal Monsters theme. This was a Skelectors when it came out about a week ago now, but it sold out within minutes. You can't get hold of one of these for love of money, and that retailed at $75.99. I think it was to have it
Wow.
imported. So they do go for a pretty penny.
Who's buying these?
Sorrel.
But you know what I mean? Like, who are these for? It's 75 quid is a bit much for like a kid's doll. Like, so is this a collect? Like,
Oh, yeah, if you
is
go
there
on-
an adult male collector base for these things? Like,
And female. There's a massive,
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
like all the like. There's a lot of people on TikTok and Instagram. If you just put Monster High in, the amount of accounts
Yeah.
that are on there of like doll people,
maddening.
it's ridiculous. Some people, I can't do this, but some people can like take the doll and basically pull all the hair out and then rethread it, and some people spend like hours remaking them and making their own dolls and stuff. It's
They've
insane.
been around a long time now, haven't they? The
Early
Monster
2000s, yeah, and they've made a live action movie to try and rival Disney's Descendants.
yeah,
And
I remember there being the TV ads for it and everything. Like, it was
Yeah.
So skill. Look cool.
Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Fuzzy's not impressed. Fuzzy's not impressed. All them happy young girls. Add a hot toy label to a Peter and I'll buy them. You're probably right, mate. Do you know what? I mock. But I'm looking at the creature from the Black Lagoon one, and I do quite like that. I think that looks pretty cool. I'm not paying the money that
But
you'd
rather an actual creature from the Black Lagoon, would you not?
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not insane, James. I'm not insane.
This could be the bride of the creature from the Black Lagoon if you wanted to.
Well, these are meant to be the children of. So it's Draculaura is Dracula's daughter, and Frankie Stein, and they're all got like really pun horrible names. But they're all based on they're all the daughters of the Universal monsters.
Yeah, cool.
Until they scrape the bottom of the barrel and give us Ivy, which was the daughter of Audrey from Little Shop of Horrors.
All right. Okay.
That is terrible.
Not seen
Scraping
that
the
one.
barrel.
Good stuff. Interesting stuff. Thank you, Luke.
Yeah, so this was news to me. So literally this last week, my son came up to me and said that he's found this new show on Netflix and he really wanted me to check it out. And it didn't take long talking to him to realize it was actually Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which I thought was incredibly awesome because he found it all by himself. And so then I started looking into things for Power Rangers for him. So I dug out a load of my old stuff from the loft and gave it to him, and he's had great fun playing with it all. But then I noticed this, and it's that Hasbro have actually licensed out the Power Rangers toy line to Playmates. So, Playmates have recently given us all this new Mutant Mayhem stuff for Turtles, and it's all stuff that, genuinely goes to retail, genuinely goes down the toy aisle and is made for kids to play with. And so this can be huge. Now, as someone who is kind of dipped in and out of the Hasbro Power Rangers stuff, I've always liked their Lightning collection and a few of the other pieces. All of that seems to have gone out the window now, because if they've passed the license over, that means that they're going to stop production, or we assume they're going to stop production on all of that line, which means that some people out there won't be able to complete their sets. So that part really sucks. But then equally, if it's going to Playmates, if it's in the toy aisle, it's going to rejuvenate it all for a whole new generation once again. And, Playmates are good for kids' toys. So I'm kind of excited for this. I feel like our toys need to reach that next generation, because if not, they will fade out. We all love Masters of the Universe, for example, but it hasn't really taken to many of the kids, and it has kind of dropped off again. So, hopefully this means that Power Rangers will stick around.
Interesting. I mean, I'm not a big Power Rangers fan, I have to say. Anybody else?
From the press release, I'm wondering whether, because it says on the press release that the Power Rangers franchise, Hasbro will further activate the brand across their direct-to-consumer channel Hasbro Pulse as part of its presence at events like San Diego Comic-Con. So I'm wondering whether the Lightning Collection will continue, but like as box sets or like special editions at Comic-Cons and like one-offs rather than like a continued series. They might use it as a way of going, oh, here's like 4 in a box kind of thing. A bit like what they were doing towards the end with the Amazon stuff. And
I really hope they do, and for me personally, when they made the Lightning Collection Finster figure from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, for me that was like figure of the year. Like, that was just absolutely amazing, a real standout piece. And it's kind of sad to think that we wouldn't get some of the other characters. So if they do that, that would be amazing. I would really enjoy them to continue that line in that fashion, providing that they actually sell it to us online and we can import it.
Yeah. On the other side of this coin, because everyone's only looking at the bad points of this, or like the down points, look at the positives. Playmates are renowned for making play sets and things like that are going to be like 5 to 6 inch in scale. So there's a possibility that you might end up with play sets that you'll be able to use with your displays for your current Lightning collection.
Yeah,
because the Playmates guaranteed are going to give you the command center or something, surely.
It would be amazing if they did. I know I would definitely buy it for my Lightning Collection figures.
If they can make that god-awful sewer thing for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they can make that.
The other thing, though, like you say, like one thing that Playmates likes doing is the crossover with other franchises. You only have to look at Turtles to see that. And Power Rangers and Turtles did indeed cross over many times. So that would be one that I'd like to see also appear in the shops. The only thing that I would like to, I mean, obviously they're not listening, they don't give a monkeys what we think, but I want them to release these as full sets. Give us the wave, but don't mix it up with the different types of Power Rangers. Go in first with your Mighty Morphin, which I know a lot of people are unhappy that it's going to get rebooted again, because they want the next set of stuff. But give us the whole team. Let us buy the team and then move on to the next thing. Because at the moment it's like, oh, you have to wait, better part of 5 years before you get the whole team because they're all staggered releases.
That's similar to how Super 7 do it, isn't it? You don't get like the full collective team. Up next, tea sets and skipping ropes. Absolutely, Jack. Absolutely. MJ, need a cup of liberty. Absolutely, we'll be on later on, bud. We'll be on later on. Okay, interesting stuff. Thank you for that, Luke. That's interesting. Simon, bring with us some Star Wars stuff. Hello.
Star Wars. Not much Star Wars news this week, sorry. But these dropped, and these is quite interesting. So they've got a really cool droid pack with the R5, BD, and pit droids from the Mandalorian. So yeah, looking forward. I'd love to get that set because, having all those pit droids and everything would be really cool.
It's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, definitely one for setists with the droids and who collect droids. And then we've got this other Mandalorian privateer. So there's lots of Mandalorians versions and everything. So this is 39 set of Mandalorian. So I think it's one of the biggest sets in the Black Series. I'm unsure, but I haven't completed that Mandalorian set. I've got 1 to 20, and then stopped at 20. And then it's carrying on all the way to nearly 40. And I'm thinking the series was ages ago, and we haven't get the new one till next year, is it? The next one for the Mandalorian. So yeah, the fact that they keep putting figures out for the Mandalorian series is just bizarre. But they do.
It looks like the same fucking figure we've
Yeah,
gotten.
it is.
Yes,
It
actually
is.
already.
Yeah.
Why? Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
done
all them
with the
droids.
Mandalorian shit now, with all the different colours and things they got. It's
It's
All them droids are repacks. Every single one of them is a
Well,
repack.
BD was with Cal Kestis. I don't know
Yeah,
about the
he
pit
was with
droids.
Cal
The
Kestis.
pit droids came with the they were in the Galaxy's Edge sets that you could get in the parks, and obviously
Nice,
R5
yeah.
we've had a few times now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had them a few times. Yeah, so Hasbro like to do this, like to just repurpose things and put them in multi packs. So, and then we've got a really cool Shock Trooper helmet. So yeah, really another cool helmet. So yeah, but it's like this repurposing, just repaint them and then put another one out.
I'm not being funny, Simon, but that looks. You've showed with your helmets a lot on this show. They quite often look really impressive, but in metallic. This looks plasticky cack to me. This looks like the kind of stuff you'd get for a
I mean, the helmets in the movie are plasticky cack as well.
I know, but the ones
Yeah.
we normally see are pretty impressive. This looks a bit naff.
Yeah, it's not like Rex's or Moff Gideon's helmet at all.
I think it's the
like-
paint. It's the red on the white. I think that gives it that kind of look. You can almost feel. You can tell looking at it that it's plastic.
I'm loving, Simon, that as soon as you came on, we started getting messages, get the button ready. People know you too well, Simon. Imagine buying all these literally repaints. Yeah, you must. If you're a collector of this set, you must start to get pretty irritated at some point.
I've got in the Obi-Wan set alone, there's 4 versions of him. So yeah. So.
Plasticky cack. I like that. I like that. Okay, we're back to you, Mr. Geegan.
It's just some miscellaneous news. Layoffs again. I think this is the 5th month running or something that there's been layoffs. So Take-Two, publishers of they own Rockstar, so GTA, so wildly successful publisher, have cancelled multiple projects and 550 people let go. So yeah, that's a shame. It's so mad to me now. I don't know what's happening in the last 4 months. Since the beginning of the year, there's been more layoffs than the last 3 years. I don't know. Was it so many people were buying games during COVID that studios hired more people, and now the drop off has kind of caused them to be let go or something like that? I don't know, but it's
my perception is wrong as it may be, is that gaming and games and game properties have probably never been hotter. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It feels like it should be the time for them investing more, not investing less.
But they're shockingly expensive to make now. Is I think one of the problems.
I think what a lot of it comes down to is whether or not they're going to still hire people on a personal contract basis and just have them all just as contractors, because doing all these layoffs saves the company's bottom line.
Yeah.
So
I think-
the things might still happen, things will still progress and move on, but they just don't want to actually have employees. They want to have contractors.
I mean, it's a bit like every year Google and whatnot do massive layoffs, don't they? And I think it's one so they can get new talent and new people in, and like Luke says, they can get people on contract, so it doesn't hurt their bottom line or anything. So
Yeah, the multiple projects thing though, that's like, so they had stuff in development that's not happening, and all those people got laid off. So like thinking Take-Two, like there would be a GTA in there. There might be a Rockstar game in there. I doubt it, because Rockstar, it takes fucking 10 years to make a game nowadays. They own BioShock, so it could have been a BioShock game. They own Mafia, so maybe a Mafia game or something like that. So yeah, it's a shame. I hate when games get cancelled. It's always
Yeah.
'cause they, we'll probably see leaks in the next like couple of years of like what the games actually were.
what's amazing though, like you get these big gaming companies with loads of employees, and then you get a bit like Palworld, I think had only like 15 or 10 employees or something.
Yeah.
You know, and that was such a massive game compared to these bigger ones. So
I was going to bring that up during our Helldivers bit, but I think we're seeing a bit of a pushback now against big publishers and like the heavy monetization and all that, and like people are backing indies, and when games don't try and squeeze every penny out of you, people really appreciate that. Like I had just yesterday, for the first time I think in my life, bought a microtransaction because I was like, I like this game and I want to support it, so I just threw 20 quid into it, like it pays off. Like it's nice to not be badgered for fucking pennies every second after paying full price for a game,
Yeah.
Look at all the companies like Five Nights at Freddy's and and Poppy's Playtime, and they're like some of the most successful games on the market for kids and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're literally made of very small teams, and they're making millions, and the franchising for it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's that. And then the other bit of news, so it was announced, but we hadn't heard any details about it, the Black Panther game from EA. So it's apparently now pretty solid that it's an open world game. So
Is this
I'm excited for it.
Sorry, James, is this the one with Captain America, or is this a separate
No,
one?
this is a separate game. So that one's called Marvel 1943, I think.
Okay.
So this one's a Black Panther focused game. Now the word on the grapevine is that this is like you're the successor to like T'Challa, and so you create a new Black Panther and you control him. So I probably would rather just a T'Challa game, but I think an open world Wakanda sounds like a really cool idea, and I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of this.
Interesting one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how excited I am about a Black Panther game, I have to be honest. What about the rest of you? Are you keen on that?
probably not. No.
Why not?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
It's a bit like the Avengers game and things like that. They just don't hit it. Maybe we do need a series alongside these games. Like Fallout's done.
So I think that's fair, because it is EA, and EA have a lot of fuckery in terms of like microtransactions and stuff. But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I think I would like to think this will lump in with like Spider-Man, like the recent Spider-Man games. Like it'll be
Okay.
like, single player focused, just 50-hour fun.
It's-
game.
I think
You run
it's-
around stealthing as Black Panther.
it's interesting, you see, because I got my PlayStation because of Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I think I've played on it maybe 2 hours or something like that. It's just not for me, really. Whereas some of the games we're going to talk about in a bit absolutely are. So I don't know. I guess it just depends what you're into. Fuzzy, word of the grapevine. Go yourself, Keegan's man in the know. Yeah, his contacts have let him know.
That's it. The whispers on the street.
Yeah. Okay, bit of Mondo news. Just wanted to mention these. This is the Mondo Bane from Batman the Animated Series. This is a pretty interesting looking figure. You can get an exclusive, which comes with a different head sculpt and the kind of the mask for him to hold in his hand, and that kind of very strange, strained look. Interesting. I'll not be picking these up. I don't think these are really
That's
for
an
me.
entire top half of the figure.
Yeah, different
that's gone.
torso. Yeah,
That's mad, isn't it?
well.
Yeah, you could
pretty-
bash an extra second figure out of that. I'm
Yeah.
sure, like easy enough.
Yeah. Not bad. And then this is just out. I think it just came out today or yesterday.
An hour ago.
This
I
is
think.
the
Pilgrim.
the Scott Pilgrim little figure. This is 15 inches, I think he is. Pretty. I'm not a big fan of that kind of design, but not bad if you're into Scott Pilgrim, because I think they've already done. What's the what's the lady called that he falls in love with?
Oh, Ramona Flowers.
Ramona. Yeah, I think they've already
Yeah.
done a Ramona figure.
The most in love I am with a fictional character, I think, is
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim's the World. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is Ramona Flowers.
Yeah.
My heart melted. Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool. Mondo are doing some great work at the moment. We're going to talk about Mondo again a little bit later on, but certainly if you're into 1/6 scale figures and you don't mind the exposed joints, these are pretty impressive. Pretty
How much is
impressive.
Scott Pilgrim, do you know?
Scott Pilgrim, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I don't know, James. I wouldn't like to guess.
Depending on the price, I might get that because I love
Yeah?
Scott Pilgrims. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah,
Like,
I
the
wouldn't get
new
Scott
anime was great. Like
Pilgrim.
the Edgar Wright movie is one of my favorite movies.
Oh, I love the
So-
Edgar Wright movie.
yeah.
Criminal that didn't do better, mate.
Oh,
The
the
Edgar Wright
bomb,
movie.
man, absolutely tanked at box office. And it's an amazing movie. Such
It's got some
tragedy.
great acting. I mean,
The
Chris
performances,
Evans and
the cast is so perfect in it. Like,
Everyone's
it's
in it.
hilarious. The action's amazing.
superb.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah.
Fuzzy is just saying, he says we've got Mondo, has got Ghostbusters. We're going to touch on that in a little bit, mate. But yeah, pretty impressive. Like I say, if you like your 1/6 scale figures, but you don't mind them looking like big action figures. I mean, I presume you guys are aware that in the 1/6 community, there's quite a bit of snobbery when it comes to Mondo.
But you know
People-
what? I quite like them looking like big action
Yeah.
figures.
Me too. Me too. Look, that's why I've gone all in on the He-Man line. It doesn't bother me, but some people really don't like the fact that they've not got soft furnishings,
But
soft
they're
clothing and
hefty,
stuff.
you know, like they feel
Oh, yeah.
premium, I think. So like it shouldn't really be a issue.
Okie dokie. Moving on. What are you laughing at, Sorrel?
It's the idea that people are complaining that action figures look like action figures
Oh,
is the weirdest meta moment ever, that isn't
I'm
it?
telling you, man. It gets crucial.
Honestly, it gets really,
It's a
really
doggy
kind of.
dog world out there in the 1/6 community. I'll tell you that. So,
Yeah, back to me.
wow.
Come on, people. We had a bit of.
What
we had-
happened to us, guys?
You invited me in. Worst mistake he's ever made. So, we had food news last week with fish fingers. This week, McDonald's.
I mean, you're winning with McDonald's straight away. I'm loving it. Do you know what I mean?
So in America, it's not fair though, because in America they're getting fancy little like proper vinyl figures. We're getting plushies because kids apparently choke on them in England, doesn't it? So we're gonna get little tiny plushes of Hello Kitty crossovers with Yu-Gi-Oh characters, like the Dark Magician and Exodia.
I didn't realise there was such a thing as a Hello Kitty crossover with Yu-Gi-Oh!
There's Hello Kitty crossovers with everything. What you're?
Well, this seems like a very contrarian crossover.
Contrarian?
You know
Is
what I
that a
mean?
word?
Like it clashes. Like Hello Kitty and Yu-Gi-Oh have such drastically different fan bases that this is a bizarre crossover, I think.
The Hello Kitty fans will just collect out there, won't they?
Well, is this for the Hello Kitty fans or the Yu-Gi-Oh fans? Is the question, I think.
So my wife's excited for him. Let's put it that way. She collects Hello Kitty,
Well,
so she'll be getting all of them.
Does she
So
like Yu-Gi-Oh, or she just wants more?
no, that's me. I'm the Yu-Gi-Oh fan.
Oh, so it's something for both.
Your household's winning then, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
Exactly.
You're both happy. Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? I mean, we've never done a section really on fast food toys, because I'm thinking back to some of the old McDonald's figures and things that are out there are stunning. You know, some of the
Every animated Disney movie always had
well, I mean, back in the day, Warner Brothers. I
Lost
don't know if it
Boys.
was McDonald's or if it was Burger King, but what you call it? Like, you had Wile E. Coyote as Daredevil and things like that. There were some really impressive figures.
I remember
well,
when Ice Age was coming out, they had it was like this cheese powder that you put in I think they call shaken fries. I don't know why it was a promotion for Ice Age, but like literally I just fantasize about them all the time, and I just want them back, and they never brought them back. It was like a nacho cheese powder, and you shake the bag. Oh, they're delicious. Sorry for my deviation there. I'll let you get back to it. I don't know. Shaken fries, look them up.
They do have them. They had them in Japan, so they're still
Do
doing
they?
places. Yeah.
Are we still on the toy show? What are we talking?
We're just talking
Mate,
about fast food now, man.
don't you
Shaken
worry.
fries.
Don't you worry, because the reason you invited me here is to lower the tone and to bring in the kids stuff. So I'm here for you, mate. I'm bringing up the kids' views for you.
Fuzzy's saying, well, good reason we're not talking about McDonald's. We're grown-ups. We don't eat Happy Meals. I mean, that is very true. I don't believe a Happy Meal would sustain me, a man of my girth.
There was a
I'd need 9 or 10, probably.
there was a Happy Meal like promotion announced last month, and I was like, oh, I might actually go to McDonald's and just ask to buy the figures. I can't remember what it was though. So, like it'll be in the next 2 months.
They should have done a Last of Us one, and they should have just had a mushroom burger. Do you know what I mean? That would be, you know.
Oh man, I had a mushroom burger once. gross. It was like biting into a jellyfish. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It was when I was vegan, and everybody was shouting on about how amazing this vegan burger was, and it was just like biting literally into a jellyfish. I nearly threw up. I paid 14 quid for that burger. I got the batter off of it and just fucked it in the bin. So.
Dirty bastards. Right, moving on. Luke.
Here we go. So the Ghostbusters news. So before we go any further with this, Mondo, Peter, when we bought our Battle Cats, wasn't there like rumors that Mondo was in trouble? Like, wasn't there? Whatever happened to that?
No, it wasn't really that or in trouble. It was that.
They stopped doing posters, isn't it?
Yeah, no, they were bought out by what do you call them?
Funko.
The Funko Pops, and the Funko people made a load of layoffs or something. So they stopped doing stuff for a while, and there was a lot of rumblings. Oh my god, they're going to cancel the toys, but they didn't.
Yeah, because it all seems to be going strong now, and I, for one, am really excited by this, particularly when they say that they're going to be in the 6 now. I know that you like your 1/6 scale, Peter, and to be fair, had these come out in 1/6 scale, I would have bought these. You know, to have these characters, mostly because they're one of their lead sculptors actually put out some like concept art of like about a year ago, or it might have been just this last year, and that stuff looked amazing. You know, so they didn't, when they done this reveal, they didn't really show anything or do anything. I'm really hoping that maybe things will be ready in time for like the conventions and stuff moving forward, so we might see something there. But yeah, like getting the real Ghostbusters line in that form, especially if they can knock it out of the park with similar sculpts to, like you said before, the He-Man figures, you know, that they do in the 1/6 scale. I'd be all in on this.
Have Mondo done figures in this scale before?
Not that I know.
Not that I've seen.
I don't think they have. No.
Yeah,
But that's
I
what
guess-
I'm hoping it will open the door for them to be able to do others, because again, you know, when it comes to the licensing of all these figures, it is all to do with scales. So it's to do with like, oh, you can do the 6-inch or the 5.5 inch, or you do this, you do that. So the fact that it's 6.5, I wonder if that means that's how they've got around it. They'll be that little bit bigger than the average like Kenner or Hasbro figures were before.
I kind of wish they had. I mean, I would be happier with this if it was 1/6 scale, because I kind of think the real Ghostbusters, we've had some really good recasts or remakes, whatever you want to call them, not that long ago, of the original lineup of figures. You know, I know I've got a couple myself.
So like I said, I would.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would
Mistake.
happily. Like I said, I would happily buy these in 1/6 scale, but this makes it so much easier to do. You know, the price points alone will make it easier. You know, make it that much
Well,
cheaper.
see,
and you
well,
can
that
buy the
was-
set.
See what the price
How
point
much
is
it's gonna
first.
be? It could be
Yeah.
120 quid or something. You know?
But then
Like, it
also,
might be
like, if
pricey.
they can, if this opens the door to Mondo doing, you know, play sets and things again, you know, or being able to have this stuff, you know, we don't know where this could possibly lead.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, if this is their first time doing figures in that size and it's successful, it could go quite far.
I could see vehicles. I would be stunned if Mondo went into play sets and stuff like
Be a-
that. I think
do the
they're
Firehouse would be amazing.
They're
though,
very
wouldn't it?
premium.
Ecto 1
kind
would be
of,
cool.
You know, these aren't supposed to be kind of replicas of your childhood toys. You know, they are like modern day figures. You know, so I don't know if a play set's kind of in their style.
What about the rest of you guys? These something that interests you?
With them being 6.5 inch in scale, all your accessories from the Diamond Select range will scale with them pretty well. So you'll be able to use all the bits and pieces from Diamond as well, more than likely.
Yeah, that would look pretty cool. Yeah.
I'm curious as well whether or not we get some of the ghosts, you know, some of the monsters, because some of those were classic. Those were amazing, and to get them in action figure form would just be so good. And especially if they do like the lightning effects for the proton guns and stuff like that,
Yeah.
it could be epic.
When Mondo has a license, they milk it for every
Oh,
thing
absolutely.
it's worth, you know. So I can imagine that will probably be the case. You know, they'll do the floor Slimer and
It's exciting news. It is exciting news. I have to say, there's some great Mondo news this weekend. We'll touch on some of the news that got us most excited in a bit. Simon, this is a sexy looking slide.
Oh, yes, it is. Hasbro is celebrating Marvel 85th years, and so they announced these figures for Marvel Legends. So,
80. It's you,
85
it's Simon.
years.
85th
Yeah.
year or 85 years. Okay, you can't
Whatever.
put them both together. Put them both together.
We didn't even get to the figures, Simon. We didn't.
Sorry.
Carry on, Simon. Carry on.
It stopped both me and Peter in our tracks there. Like we both looked at each other. So continue.
Yeah, so these got announced, which are really cool, nice figures. We've got really another Ghost Rider, but I do like this version, like with the bike. Yeah, we've got Carol Danvers, which is a really nice Carol Danvers, I think. Iron Fist and Luke Cage, another Wolverine, Superior Spider-Man, and Scar. So,
I like every single one of them, I have to say.
That Superior Spider-Man is
Yeah.
amazing. Like,
Yeah, that's the one, isn't it? Like that is
Yeah.
the one
it's
that.
all- I think it's
Well, you say
sold
that,
out.
I'm liking the Ghost Rider. I am liking the Ghost Rider.
So I've recently given up my Marvel Legends collection. I sold a few. I gave some to my son, but that Superior Spider is definitely getting a home here. I would definitely
That's-
bring that back into the collection.
I've been selling some of my Marvel Legends recently, and one of them was the original Superior Spider-Man one. So I'm just like, oh, I just sold one. Do I have to go buy another one now? Like an updated version.
It's just such an impressive costume and design, but isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It looks
Stunning,
amazing.
like the way they have it posed up there and everything is beautiful.
I'm liking the Luke Cage and Iron Fist as well, to be honest. I like them all. I like all of these ones.
Captain Marvel is the Miss Marvel. Sorry, is the one that caught me off guard. That's actually a really nice figure. I've always liked that costume and that character. You know, that portrayal.
Cool part is as well with that Wolverine. If you've got Kitty Pryde and Colossus in the classic forms as well, you've got the full team now because they've just done Cyclops and Emma Anther. So that Wolverine finishes off the astonishing lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like that version of Wolverine as well. I like that costume.
To be fair, I'm hoping they do. Is she called Pixie? I'm
Yeah,
hoping
yeah.
to do her next. Because she's never had a figure yet. I can't believe she's never had a figure.
No, sure.
So I mean, if they're going to do the astonishing lineup, we need her next.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice figures. Very, very nice. Have we had a good Magic yet? Have we had a Liliana Rasputin? I can't
Magic.
see.
She's only had the one figure, I think, so far.
Old,
And
quite
she's
old,
yeah, she was like an exclusive, wasn't she? To I can't remember, was it Target or something? We got them on like Kapow Toys and all that over here in England. She goes for stupid money now.
It's a shame. I would have picked one of them up, I think. Phil's just saying, have they ditched all the all card packaging yet?
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
think they did. I believe they did. Yeah.
Did they? I don't.
It's back to Windows now, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's back to Windows.
it's back to plastic windows and stuff at the minute. Yeah,
At the minute, yeah.
Because their sales
Um,
I'd imagine. So, like all those people that are buying one to display and one to keep in the box, like nah, fucking don't open the thing, you know. So
Nice figures. I reckon there's a few there that a couple of them might end up picking up. I am liking the look of some of them. James, what's this then?
So this is a little game we've been playing, Peter. So Helldivers 2. I know this is like the fourth month or something straight we're talking about this game, but me, myself, and Peter have actually started playing it. I don't think I've ever been this hooked on it. Well, you had played it when we did the last episode, Simon. That's why I didn't say. So, but we've all been playing together, and I'm in love, man. I'm just hooked. When I'm not playing this game, I'm thinking about it. I've been watching like strategy videos and all this shit. Like I've never been this into a game, I think, in my life. I feel like I'm 15 again, like playing games after school. You know, like I'm rushing home from work because I see the two of you guys are online. You know, like it's
Funny you say that because that's exactly what I said to Alona the other night. She says, I feel like a fucking kid again. I feel like I've regressed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I here's a few screenshots that I have. So the top left is kind of the end screen. It's just covered in bugs and stuff. You can hug people. Like if a stranger joins, I give them a little hug as like a welcome.
quite weird.
Let's do this. No,
It is weird. He runs up to him and he goes,
"Give me a hug." You know, just the like it's so cinematic. Like the fire tornadoes. I remember me and Simon was our first game.
Yeah.
I think we were playing together.
It was, yeah.
And neither of us knew. I think I hadn't seen any. Of
I
the
hadn't
game,
seen
really.
them
You
before,
didn't know
so-
there was fire tornadoes in the game, so it just says warning fire tornadoes, and we're like, what? And then the things start coming. Just some of the enemies in the game, like there was on the bottom left, right here, this it's a Bile Titan it's called, and like the first time I encountered them, I could hear one of the team was fighting it, and I was just coming, and it was like sort of a smoky planet. And there was like kind of mountain top sort of, and you could just see it moving past. It was like a scene out of a Godzilla or like a Kong Skull Island, like this creature moving in the shadow, in the smoke and the fog. It's just incredible. Like it's absolutely amazing. So, Peter, I just want to know because I don't know. I haven't actually sat and like heard from you like what you actually think of the game, what you like about it, and what you don't. Like,
Exactly. No, I absolutely love this. Like I say, this makes us feel like a kid again. I feel it sounds ridiculous to say it, but Starship Troopers is one of my all-time favorite movies, and this feels like as close as I'm going to get to being a Starship Trooper. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of cinematic and stuff, and even though it's a stupid bloody computer game, you can't help but getting sucked into it completely, and kind of feeling it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you're and like the way that the community around this game have been like,
Yeah.
liberty, democracy, let's
I
get
think
the bugs. So
for me, if I'm being really honest about the game, I've played it on a few occasions by myself, and it's not as good of an experience. And you've got to play it with mates, or you've got to play it with people who've, even if they're not kind of people you used to spend time with, if you find a friendly bunch who've got the mics on, it makes all the difference in the game.
It's also, I think, amazing how you can like spend 5 hours playing with a stranger, and then just say bye, and it's like never see you again. That's it.
Yeah.
You've been chatting the whole time. Is there anything you don't like about it?
How much I die. And Simon keeps shooting us. No. I do think in terms of it can get quite... So whenever you die, it comes up on screen what killed you. And I think that's glitched, because sometimes it'll say James T. Keegan killed you. And I'm standing there thinking, no, I've literally just watched a Bile Titan skewer us, so I know it wasn't
side of
James.
the map or something.
Yeah, but that kind of stuff sometimes fills me with a bit of anxiety, because people get quite animated and irritated about that kind of shit. Oh, you fucking killed us, and people kick off. So I kind of think, oh, I can't be chilled with that. But no, there's nothing else that I don't. I like everything else about it. I'm loving it. I'm hoping they continue to develop it, and we're getting new aliens and weapons.
This is a live
and things.
service game, so
Yeah.
this is being made to like they've sold I think 5 times as many copies now as they thought they would sell total.
It's beaten Destiny 2 and Modern Warfare,
Just
everything on Steam.
Insane. So this is going to have some incredible that gives them more resources now to put some incredible stuff in the game. My main problem with the game is how hard it is to connect with people who are playing on PC, because we've had issues getting Simon in to play.
Yeah.
We
Well,
fixed
that's what we're
it
seeing.
somehow.
That's what we're seeing.
Yeah. You're not showing up on the thing, Simon. I don't know what's happening over there. Bang bang. Simon, what about you? What's kind of gripped you about this game?
So I got this on day one on release, and yet like Peter, I played with friends, and then I sort of went off it because the friends I knew who were playing it stopped, and that's why I got to like level 15. And then when you guys joined, I was like, oh, this is great, I can get back into it again. So it definitely isn't a single player game. I have to say that you have to join either with randoms or with friends to make it really playable. It's got a lot better since I played it from day release. Obviously, they're fixing updates and bugs all the time. There was an update today, James, wasn't there? So, and I just love the major updates and the announcements they have. So on the changes and the sort of like hidden things in the game as well. So.
That's the thing. So every update so far, because remember, prior to playing this game, some of the slides I'd had were like the secret stuff they've been throwing in. So like bugs can fly now, like and that wasn't announced to be happening. And like even I think the developers like made a joke of it, saying, "What are you talking about? There's no flying bugs in the galaxy," So I'm wondering, is this update? Is there stuff now in the game that they push that like some players are going to see and some aren't or whatever? I've not really had that experience playing it myself yet, but like I'm still going onto new planets and discovering every I feel I know there's still stuff in the game I've not seen even after with 30 hours or whatever I played.
See, a lot of people are saying like they could do the same with Halo and things like that, and a few other games.
Well, they're basically ODSTs, aren't they? That's what sort of the Helldivers. Is there anything you don't like about it?
Sometimes the movement's a bit sluggish. Sometimes you can get stuck on things, but other than that, it is a good game. So very good.
Ravines, don't like ravines, James. They're a pain in the ass.
The other thing the developer said about how like Fortnite, because I think this is kind of like starting to approach that. The developer said about crossovers, like how we don't want to be like Fortnite, where Darth Vader, you can play as Darth Vader now. Oh, there's lightsabers in the game now. But they said like we're gonna look at other things and like take elements from them. The way like there's basically Terminators, there's basically the bugs from Starship Troopers. Is there any franchise you'd like to see? Like I'd love a Predator style enemy type. You want a Xenomorph kind of style?
Xenomorphs, face huggers charging towards you, Xenomorphs, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. What about you, Simon?
I don't know. Like I think a cool ice planet would be cool. Like a Godzilla kaiju would be cool.
yeah, something bigger than a Bile Titan. I mean,
yeah.
Good stuff. Good, so brilliant game. Looking forward to playing some more.
Literally, as soon as we finish this stream, I'm assuming. Yeah.
Okay, speaking of Mondo news, Mondo have now got the Thundercats license, so I am very excited about this. So they've put this artwork out, a bit of a mock-up of one of the figures. This is the Mondo 1/6 scale Thundercat line. I can't tell you how excited I am about this. I'm gonna spend all my money. So I'll have no doubt jumped heavily on this as soon as the figures start coming out. But I'm very excited. I think this opens up a whole new level of figures for me to be collecting. Thundercats being my favourite really over He-Man, Transformers and all the rest of it. And if this is the right design, if this is the design they're going for with the different add-ons and all that kind of stuff, it's already got me sold. I think it looks amazing. Not so sure about Lino's little skirt thing, but apart from that, I think it looks absolutely spot on. Any of you interested in these?
If they do a Mumra, I'll be all in. But it has to be him before he transforms into like the big muscly thing. I just want the cloaked, and he comes with the little mum mutt or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I would definitely go for that.
Yeah. Anybody else interested in these?
Snarf.
I've never seen, read, looked at a Thundercats thing in my life, so you might as well be speaking Japanese when you're naming these characters.
You've never lived.
I absolutely loved the Master of the Universe and Thundercats crossover comic that they did. So again, just having those all on display together, because presumably they're gonna match, right?
Yeah.
So that's gonna make your display incredible. You'd have to put them all in the same cabinet.
Do like they were charging at each other? That'd be cool.
Wow. Yeah, exciting, great time to be a toy collector, I think. And that kind of just got us on to thinking about this. So, I'm going to start you off, guys, so you've got a few minutes to think. I want to know what toy line, if you could only have one toy line from your youth to play with, which one would it be? So it hasn't got to be the most expensive or anything like that, just a toy line or a group of characters or something like that you remember playing with when you were younger. And obviously I've gone for Thundercats. I was very lucky. I had a lot of toys when I was younger. I had all the He-Man and Mask and Centurions and Transformers and all that kind of stuff. But the ones that I really enjoyed most, I think, were the Thundercat figures. Which is funny because they're probably the most basic of the figures, other than that arm swinging action. And for some of them, the light up eyes, they're a pretty solid lump of plastic. Do you know what I mean? When you've got them in comparison to things like your Transformers and stuff. I went all in on this line. I think I had pretty much everything that came out. I had the Thunder Tank and I had all the various versions of Mumra. I mailed away for the cloaked Mumra that at the time in the UK you could only get via mail away things by clicking bits off the packets and stuff. So for me it would have to be Thundercats because I love them, absolutely love them. Luke, we'll start with you.
Are we talking about them as they were when we were children, or as they are? Yeah, as they are when we were children. If it was me when I was a child, then it would have been Turtles all the way with the Playmates line, the original Playmates line. But as an adult now, looking back, the Masters of the Universe stuff, because it just had everything. It had, everything that you could possibly ask for was within there. It had great vehicles, great play sets, great villains and heroes. Looking back, that would be the one. If I could only pick one, I would go with Masters of the Universe. It's
a pretty safe bet, Masters, isn't it? Like you say, it covers every base you can possibly want.
Robots, dinosaurs, wizards, everything.
Yeah. Good choice. Wayne is saying Star Wars figures and sets, great memories with playing with them all. Yeah, I had a lot of Star Wars figures. And actually, do you know what? I had an awful lot of, we didn't call it G.I. Joe here, I had a lot of Action Force figures. I remember having a very large collection of them.
Action Man stuff.
No, it was G.I. Joe figures. I can't remember what size they were. They were small little figures, but Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow and all that lot. I had hundreds of them little buggers. They were brilliant. James T, what about yourself?
I had a toy, I'm come from a time period after the Thundercats and He-Man was a big thing. So for me, it was the Marvel Legends, like the Toy Biz Marvel Legends.
Okay.
Absolutely loved it. Like I had the Ben Affleck Daredevil and like the movie one specifically. I collected them and bashed them against each other. I remember the Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
No, he's frozen.
Oh, he's gone. Look at that contemplative look he's got.
I
Oh, he's
closed-
back. He's
yeah, I had
back.
a freak out for a sec there. Yeah, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man ones were really cool, so I enjoyed them. The X-Men ones were good. Yeah, so look, I love them. I loved how it came in a little mini comic as well.
Yeah.
At the back of the plastic. Bastard to open though. I remember on the bus on the way home from town, I'd always be trying to open the one my mum got me, and it's hard. Though.
That
Very
was
cool.
back when you could buy them for £7.50, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I remember my dad used to, after school every day, bring me he used to go, anytime we went shopping to Tesco, I'd pick up a Pirates of the Caribbean action figure and just put it in the
Right.
cart. And he'd go and I'd be like, I'll do my homework, I promise. And I wouldn't do my homework. But yeah, I had all the Pirates of the Caribbean ones, so they were cool. I like them.
Very
It's a good
cool.
one, so.
Sorrel, how about yourself?
The old school WWE figures with the blue ring that made all the 1, 2, 3, ding ding, and you had like the Hulk Hogan with the snapping fists. And,
yeah, I remember that.
You had like Undertaker that could clothesline people, and yeah, they were great figures.
See, I didn't have them myself, but when my son was young, when we were short on cash and stuff like that, we used to go around the car boot sales and stuff like that, and I remember getting, I think it was a box full of old wrestling figures in a ring, and out of everything we got him for Christmas. Sorry, Santa got him for Christmas. But that's probably what he played with the most, you know, and it was the cheapest lump of stuff we'd got. But yeah, he
Do you know
absolutely loved them.
Do you know what's weird is that I've never been into wrestling, never really watched it or done anything, but I had those toys. I
Yeah.
had the ring, you know, and I used to still play with them as wrestling figures, not even knowing any of their personalities or their personas
Yeah.
because I never watched wrestling.
Just banging them against each other.
Just enjoying the figures for what they were.
But that's the thing, is, God, I sound like old farts now, but those figures were solid. You know, you could bang them together. Some of the modern stuff, you touch it and it explodes because it's not designed to be played with.
There were those like wrestling figures as well that were like solid plastic that couldn't move at all. They were just solid, like they were in like a pose like this, and that was it.
Yeah.
And they were just solid lumps of plastic. And you could throw them at a damn bloody window and they'd smash. You know what I mean?
Throw 'em
They
at
were
your sister.
ridiculous figures. Yeah.
Simon, what about yourself?
Dino Riders.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
Dino Riders is my favourite. I
Yeah,
used to
did-
get like all the added on bits and Rulons and yeah, it was my favourite. I was a big dinosaur fan before the Jurassic Park stuff came out.
Yeah.
Sort of, like way before that. So to me, that was like my big thing.
See, Dino Riders are something that
You
kind of
weren't
passed
born
me
before
by.
Jurassic Park.
He was created at Jurassic. No, Dino Riders is something that just kind of passed me by. I didn't really get involved. Wayne Deacon. Yeah, Zoids. Although Wayne, I've got a video on my channel where I bought a very small Zoid. Can't remember which one it is. It's like a saber-tooth tiger thing. Bloody hell, it was a pain in the arse to try and put together. These fat fingers aren't designed for Lego and
They're the little
Zoids and
people
shit
that
like
sit
that.
inside them, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. I remember you got like a T-Rex, and it was massive, but it was a pig to build. It was
Wind them up,
Wind
and
up,
they
yeah.
move, and
yeah.
It's so fiddly. You break them off and you build them like the Gundam figures. They're
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
like, mechanical inside. So I've got
Very
one of them.
cool, but very cool.
I wonder why
Okay.
it hasn't come back.
Has
You
it
think
came
that
back?
would be one that would come back?
It
It's
did.
still, it's still about.
Yeah, they brought it back a few times, like a modern version of it. Similar designs and everything like that, just updated plastics and
There's
stuff.
a really good old anime about Zoids, or two or three animes which are really good. So
Yeah.
It was always in the UK comic books, wasn't it, Peter?
Yeah,
like you
Zoids and
like
Spider-Man.
Marvel and Marvel and Zoids.
Because Marvel had the license to produce the comic books for them, for a lot of them. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Nice bit of reminiscing there. Sorrel.
Yes, this is the for real Stitch that's coming out. This is life size, so it's going to be about like that, yay big. It's going to be quite big, and
I'm sold. I want it. You don't even have to say
it's-
anymore.
he speaks. He's got about 20 different animations, apparently over 50 combinations of things he can say and do, and yeah, it just looks mental like an animatronic. That's like life size Stitch. Like his eyes and that, bro, and like he can get angry. His face all scrunches up, and it just looks fun.
Why has Stitch made such a big comeback? So, like, my daughter came home the other week, and she was like, "I want to watch Lilo and Stitch," and I was like, "But you've never heard of it?
It's
you know
massive
nothing
in-
about it."
Stitch was massive in Japan. You know, a bit like, because it sold a bit like, you know, like Hello Kitty, that kind of kawaii kind of thing. Stitch and Angel and all the different spin-offs, like there's like Leroy, isn't there, and all these weird other characters. They sell really well as like mystery minis, and because I've got bloody hundreds of them of Stitch eating popcorn, and they've released so many of the damn things. And yeah, I think it's just because it's such an easy toy to churn out because it's one mold, isn't it? They just keeps sending it out.
It's a lovable character as well, but isn't it?
Yeah.
In our Pennies, which is our Primark, we have an entire Stitch section, like I don't mean section like just to, like a couple of shelves. I mean like an entire corner, almost the whole floor of the building is like just dedicated just to Lilo and Stitch. It's crazy.
Has he got a new movie coming out?
Yeah, Andy's just saying
live action
movie
one?
next year.
Didn't know that. Don't say live action, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
live action, they've cast it and everything.
Oh no.
There was a whole controversy about the actress wrong race or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. She's not Hawaiian, maybe, I guess.
Interesting. I love it when they do a life-size kind of prop. Do you know what I mean? I like that kind of stuff. So this could be pretty cool.
The original fur real toys were amazing, like because they actually looked like real animals, and you had like the cats and the dogs and everything else. Then they kind of went very silly, like not silly is not the right word, but they went more cartoony with like big eyes and this, that, and the other. But doing these characters, like give me a Gizmo from Gremlins.
Yeah.
Well, did you not see the Chewbacca one they released a while back, the co-pilot Chewie?
Yeah.
No.
Saw that.
That's
I didn't
amazing.
even know fur reels were still around, to be honest.
Yeah, so you can get the co-pilot Chewie. Game have got them for about 50 quid now, but they were like £100 when they came out. And you can get like...
That's not life-size. That's not life-size. No.
Well, no, it's a baby Chewie, isn't it? It's a baby
Baby
Chewbacca,
Chewie,
that's the
yeah.
idea. It's a baby Chewie.
Sora, how
So you've
much
got
is
like
this
that and...
gonna be? Is the price
Oh, this will be about $79.99 roundabout.
really
About 80 odd quid.
Oh,
yeah.
I think that's very reasonable.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's sister is obsessed with this.
So in June it'll be up for pre-order with Smiths. They're the first people in the UK that are getting the pre-orders, and then online retailers will get it after that. Because it will be one of them things that they will get. Because obviously, like it's like that baby Yoda and all that stuff that all the online retailers got and
I
do.
reckon this will sell out quickly. I reckon people will be all over this.
I love it because I've literally got a Smith's Toys within like 10 minutes from my house. Like,
I was surprised that Disney Store didn't get the pre-order though. It's weird that Disney Store didn't get it. You know what I mean? It's gone to Smiths.
That is weird.
Fuzzy's not a fan of Stitch. He doesn't get it. Fuzzy, I think this would look nice, man. You have this sat at your table at home, but lovely.
Have dinner with it.
Bit of snout spout action going on here. That's a nice looking figure, look.
Well, that's exactly my point. So this caught me completely off guard because much like with the Marvel Legends, I've recently started getting rid of some of my Masterverse figures and keeping just the core ones that I actually wanted from the New Eternia line. But this one really did catch me off guard because that is a stunning figure. Like, I can't find it. I don't know where I can buy it from, but it really did just catch me off guard. As far as like the new figures go, Snout Spout was never the one that I thought, yeah, this will be the figure for me. But here we are. You know, I really want this toy.
It's very well posed, mind. I dare say once you get it, you'll never get it looking as good as that.
I'll
But
do my best.
it looks very, very cool.
So it was a Mattel Creations figure. It's sold out now, sadly, but it was 33 quid, which isn't that bad, to be honest.
That's not bad.
See,
For
I knew you'd
Creations.
be the man, Sorrel. I knew you'd have the answers. I just threw it up there going, someone will know.
The man in the chair.
Yeah. But
I like that. I like
didn't
that.
see it coming, you know. I think it really does look good. It's a great figure. You know, I used to have the Masters of the Universe Classics version, but the snout, like the actual trunk,
Yeah.
was, you know, it was made of like a bendy material, but it was so fragile it broke. And they did actually release like a weapons pack which came with a spare head, which had just a solid trunk that wasn't posable. But this actually looks like it's done in segments. Looks like it's all, you know, solid plastic but can bend on ball joints and stuff. I need to find this figure.
Very
I want this in my collection.
Well, be on the lookout for it, guys. Anybody watching, keep an eye out for this one. I've got my original of this. One of my favourite
One that
figures.
shoots water.
Yeah. It's very cool. I haven't got the axe. I need to get the axe. But yeah, very cool. Simon.
Hello. Right. Last of my Marvel Legends section on here. We've got another double pack of Giant Man and the Wasp that they're releasing. Another re-release of the Silver Surfer, which I already have one. But yeah, I mean, you could got him with Galactus. Obviously, they've just re-released it. Really, the same one, same model. And then something a bit different I thought I'd go for. Like D&D collectors. You know, Hasbro do a lot with Magic the Gathering, D&D, and now Baldur's Gate. A big announcement was this Mind Flayer medallion for like people who play a lot of D&D, which is pretty cool. So
I like that.
From Baldur's Gate, yeah. And then that is a dice holder, the skull there at the bottom.
Yeah.
which is really cool from Hasbro. And then these are Dungeons and Dragons replicas of coins called Waterdeep set. Now I don't know anything on Dungeons and Dragons, but if you're a big Dungeons and Dragons fan and you've got these coins, I like how Hasbro is mixing with all the D&D stuff nowadays. So
Yeah.
cool.
I like that dice. So my son does D&D, and I've got a load of different design dice and things like that. I like that. That school got a load of dice with the Dungeons and Dragons figures, from the old cartoon, the 80s cartoon. Each of those figures came with a dice, which was quite interesting.
I am dying to have to do a Dungeons and Dragons.
Right,
Like,
we've all got to do it, right?
it's
Because
been
I
amazing,
used to
man.
play Dungeons and Dragons when I was younger, and now I have nobody to play with. And much the same as you guys like playing the video games, we got to do a Dungeons and Dragons thing because
Who would be
we
the
could even
master?
record it, like do something like that.
When are we
for-
playing? I'm ready.
I've never
I-
planned-
Let's do it now. Let's do it
I
now.
love that.
got
idea. Nobody.
I would-
I've got the
love-
giant ass dice ready to go.
Yeah.
I would love to jump back
To be
into
fair,
it.
I've
be all
got
in.
dice as well. We could do one night.
We could do a
show
game
it.
very
Let's
easily.
try. Let's do that. Let's get our heads together and we'll do a D&D night.
New
Simon,
WhatsApp
you,
group incoming.
yeah. Simon, another great slide, mate. Some good stuff on there. Good stuff. James, oof, look at
This
that. Look
is
at the buttocks
this is the
on
only-
that.
We'll get back to the buttocks in a minute. So this is the only real game I know that came out this month. Like I had to look back on, and I just didn't recognize any of the names. So this is Stellar Blades. This is the newest kind of PlayStation exclusive. It's made by a Japanese team. So it's sort of like I've watched a bit of gameplay. It's sort of like a Devil May Cry kind of hack and slash, and there's some shooter kind of elements to it. Really cool sci-fi universe. I think it looks really good. Reviews have been very good. It just came out Friday gone, I think. So yeah, reviews have been stellar. But the interesting thing about it is it's sort of become like one of them battlegrounds for like the woke versus anti-woke kind of debate, because the lead character, as you've noticed, is quite heavily sexualized, and it's sort of sparked kind of a back and forth on that of like, this isn't a realistic portrayal of women and all that stuff. Now it's funny, I've seen like, even the developers have kind of clapped back and said, well, this is like, here's the model, this is the woman that this is based off of, and like it is absolutely like proportionate and everything. So like but people, like some people are unhappy that like her ass is so heavily focused on the gameplay, because you're looking at it 90% of the time, and like there's costumes
There's
that
loads
emphasize
of
that.
games
you know what
like
I mean?
this though. Like
Yeah.
it's the first time they're complaining. It's like, oh,
It is a shame. I think that's what the conversation has really come to around this game, because it apparently is very good. I haven't played it yet because I've been so stuck in the Helldivers, but I'll get around to it once it's cheaper. I think.
But yet nobody said a word when Bayonetta came out, and she's literally naked for half the game.
yeah.
That's an absolutely great point, and yeah, nobody cares then. But like this
crazy,
This
isn't
this is the hill that people want to die on, I guess. It's like, all right.
Interesting. Okay. Thank
There's
you for
also
that, James.
so before we move on, there was a bit of a controversy because there was a demo that came out last month, and one of her costumes, she's wearing it's very kind of revealing in the chest area, and in the actual final game, she's wearing like a t-shirt underneath it, and people were like, "This censorship, it's terrible." I'm like, who cares? Like, why do you need to see your boobs? Like it's not necessary.
Phil saying, is this the game with racist graffiti as well?
Yeah. So there was
It's not got much going for it.
So there was a spray tag of the word hard, and I think
I'm
R,
very
like,
old.
next
I'm
to
very
it,
old. What does that mean?
It was sort of like an N-word kind of, like not
Hard?
written out, but it's like the hard R or a hard N or something like that. It was, I don't know. It was like a slur was kind of secretly put in.
Oh, this modern world's too
Really?
complicated for me.
It might honestly,
So-
it
so
might,
I'm
it
not
might
allowed-
just be.
They're
It might just be.
dancing,
Well,
they
it was
do.
a thing. It might just be a coincidence, but like it was, I don't
People
know.
just like to moan. I think.
Yeah.
So seriously, but guys, is hard R? Is that a racial thing? Is it? I don't know that term. Okay, interesting.
I'm so worried about saying something that I don't understand nowadays, like because I don't get it. What?
That's because we're all old now.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's the way it's said in a song, like by a rapper, but then how a racist would say it has a hard R. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like the A versus the ER,
Oh no, we need to move on. You're talking gobbledygook now, mate.
I honestly, I might.
Let's talk. Look, toys. Toys. Look, there's toys on screen. Look at this.
Let's
So
talk about
this is.
the
I
songs again.
didn't even bring it up. It wasn't even me. I didn't even have that in this.
This is some more hot toys. That's with a hot R on it. This is the Armored Batman 2.0, which is obviously Batfleck. I think this looks pretty cool. They've updated. This figure's been out before. They've updated it. They've given you a lighty up kryptonite spear. It's got metal parts to it. I think this is very, very cool. But there's a bit of concern because they are now starting to push out a lot of 2.0s. So don't collect backwards if you're in the 1/6 scale market, because they're going to re-release a lot of stuff. We've then got the Daredevil from the She-Hulk TV series. Loads of people are kicking off about this costume, saying, "Oh, it's bloody awful" and stuff like that. And I can only assume that these are people who haven't read the comics and don't realise that this was his original costume. I think it looks pretty cool. I'll not be buying it. I've got my red Daredevil, but I'll certainly not be picking it up. But I think it looks pretty good. And then we get Thor from Love and Thunder, which is just dog shit gone wild, really. Such a shame on this figure because the costume's not bad. This is the exclusive version with the chainmail arms. You can get bare arms in the standard version. But as you know, we've talked before, I am not a fan of all of these clip-on kind of effect pieces. I just think that looks awful. Yeah, I'm a big Thor fan. I wouldn't be picking this up for love.
That's not real hair, is it? Either what he's
No,
got,
it's plastic. It's rigid plastic hair, and that's another issue with it, Simon. Because Thor's got quite a good head of hair on him, shall we say? Sorry if that's a subject. The hair kind of goes down his back, and you can't move his head very well. It limits the articulation terribly. This paired with the Gore the God Butcher, which they put out last month, with the horrendous kind of joints on it. Just, don't know what they're doing with this line at all. Any of those interest you?
I like the Daredevil.
I love Daredevil. Yeah, genuinely. I'm just holding out for when there's one with the DD on the chest.
It's bound to be coming, in it. Bound to be
At
coming.
the end of season 1 of thing, I think we'll get it.
Yeah, I am tempted, mind, by the Batfleck. I haven't got a Batfleck in my collection, and if I was to pick one up, I'd probably go for this armoured version rather than the kind of the big chunky one.
Did you go for the Henry Cavill? Did you order Henry Cavill Superman?
Yes.
No, you did.
Yeah.
So you need one
From InArt. I ordered it from InArt. So so this would pair nicely. The only danger is InArt. If InArt are doing they'll do one of these, so I might just hold off. Also, just so you know, I got my notification today. My Batmobile is shipping, so my Batmobile 89 is on its way. So cannot wait. Price point, Phil, it's about 300, I think. If you get the special edition, it's 350. But yeah, very nice. I like them. Minions.
Despicable 4 is coming out to cinemas very, very soon. And again, like I was saying the other day, we don't see many kids' films getting toy lines these days. It's few and far between. But they've gone all out for Minions. They didn't do a thing for Kung Fu Panda, but apparently Minions is getting everything. So what I love about it, by the way, if you look at the one on the bottom left, that is actually going to be a high-end action figure, apparently. They're like collectible friendly ones, fully articulated with loads of accessories. So they're doing like a full-on Minion but I can't imagine, because it's not going to scale, because they're never going to be able to make a Groot that's large enough, surely.
No.
They'd have to make like a 12-inch Groot, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Or Groot, sorry, not Groot.
I'm sure I've had that fart gun. I'm sure my kids had that. Is that a re-release?
It's a re-release, yeah. It's a repackage. They released some form of gun in the last sort of Minions wave, but it's the little minifigures that I'm interested in. The little pack there, and there's a surprise Minion in it, and I can imagine there's going to be like a load of little box ones that you can collect. Just have a little army of Minions on the shelf would be amazing.
Fuzzy's not sure that is a high-end collectible.
Maybe not to you lot, but to me that's a decent looking little toy. These are by Moose Toys, by the way, so it's a new company that's got the line, 'cause it was Jack's Pacific that had the line before, but Moose Toys are making these ones.
So all I'll say, Sorrel, is some of those Minions look really weird to me. Like that play set on the top. Is it squashed in some way, the Minion, or is it meant?
Yeah, so like one's been shrunk and one's been blown up, isn't it? So it's like a laboratory set. I'm guessing there's going to be like references to this in the films. Like there's like a party bus set, and they've released a Lego set that's called the Party Bus as well. So it must be all linked into the movie.
Okay. I have to say, I am a bit of a sucker for the Minion movies. I do, and I love Gru. So yeah.
So I like the Despicable Me movies. I don't like the Minion movies. I feel like they're great
Oh,
as
come on.
side
When-
characters. Like I don't like them when it's just them.
When Sandra Bullock invited them into her torture dungeon and went, "I'm going to torture you," and they go, "Yeah,"
Yeah.
and they're strapping themselves into bondage gear. That was the funniest thing on the planet. But no, it was for me. It was the new trailer with the fire in the hole when they put him in the little Coke can thing and he blows it up. That was great.
I think it looks cool. Yeah, I look forward to seeing that one.
James Keegan's gone.
He's done. He's done. Luke, is this you?
I put this up for Simon. I know that Simon loves these. DC Multiverse by McFarlane Toys. You know, we touched upon this stuff in the past. You know, as Simon often does. Sorry, Simon, don't mean to keep digging. I really like this Mr. Freeze figure. Really like it. And I know that we've always, you know, James was complaining last time that we didn't have a Joker figure, so I put it in especially for him. So and also Punchline, which, you know, I don't. Is this the first Punchline figure that we've ever
Yeah.
received?
From McFarlane.
McFarlane.
Yeah.
I love the Punchline. I'm annoyed that it's a 2-pack because I would rather just buy the Punchline because I have a Joker from Arkham, the Arkham universe, so I'd rather just get a Punchline on their own.
Yeah, I wonder if that's the case for a lot of people. Like, are we going to see loads of people selling the Joker on the second-hand market because
I
they're
think
not
so.
interested?
Yeah, quite a lot, I think, because there's so
Yeah.
many Jokers you can get from McFarlane. So.
That's what happens with these 2-packs, though, isn't it? Like, that's the way to bump up the price, still get people to buy the stuff, but you know, package it with another figure.
It is
Yeah.
the Joker from like the recent run though, the solo run, isn't it? Like, because that's why he looks like on the cover. I'm pretty
But
sure
there was a
McFarlane
couple
is
of other figures in this release, in this line. I didn't know their names, so I didn't want to get the button for like not knowing my shit when I was on this show, so I just didn't put them in.
Fair enough.
How
fair
dare
enough.
you?
See, at least Simon's got the courage to throw himself to the lions.
Yeah, no, I'm cowardly.
I don't know what I think. Fuzzy's saying he's not a big fan of that Mr. Freeze. I don't know. It's not doing it for me. I don't know why.
It's a bit weird, isn't
See,
it?
I think that's quite nostalgic to the old Kenner animated figure from when I was a kid. It looks just like it.
I think that's why I like it. I think
Yeah,
it's
it reminds me of the one I
nostalgia.
had as a child.
Yeah.
It's more
Yeah.
high-end.
Interesting stuff. Looking good. I do like the Punchline figure, mind. That is pretty cool. Simon, what are these?
Hello. SH Fig Arts. I thought I had put my anime in there. So we've got Android 17 from Dragon Ball GT.
Looks like
Which is really
Bishop
cool.
from X-Men.
Yeah, a little
Look at
bit,
the
yeah.
outfit.
And then on the right is Ichigo with his double Zanpakuto and yeah,
Say that
his final
again?
form. Zanbakuto. They're called Zanbakuto. And yeah, with his double Zanbakuto, and yeah, it looks really cool. So I just put them up there.
Okay. Interesting looking figures. I'll not be buying them. Not for me, but I do like the
your anime.
no, but I do like the design of them, particularly the
Yeah,
one that
they
looks
are.
a bit like Bishop. I think the one with the removable hand cannon looks
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Canny. James.
I am very excited about this. So, Housemarque, which is the team that did Returnal, they made a game called Returnal. I still think, up until Helldivers, I probably would have said the best PlayStation 5 game, or certainly up there. Sort of a third-person shooter. You play a pilot who lands on like an alien world and gets stuck in a time loop. So you die and you respawn, and it's like it's a roguelike. So it's sort of like the world changes every time you go through.
Okay.
When you die, you go back to the start of the game. You have to like basically get a perfect one to make it to the end. So like it's one of the hardest games. Like finishing it was like an achievement for me. Like it was amazing. So they put out a teaser tomorrow. Now it's been 3 years since the first game, so I'm assuming this is for a sequel. So we're getting Returnal 2, I'd imagine. So I'm stoked to see this. Like that very clearly, that's the main character in the kind of teaser image there on the left. Unless it's like a VR thing, I can't imagine what else it could be other than Returnal 2. So like I'm fingers crossed. I'm praying because Returnal's amazing and I want a sequel.
Never played it. Any of you guys played it? No.
No. Give it a go. It's, well, it's maybe too hard for you, Pete, unfortunately. But like,
How
it's,
dare
it's
you.
sort of.
How dare you?
I think
You're not allowed to say it hard anymore, you're racist.
No.
Anyway,
I think prior to like Helldivers, this was like the last game that really hooked me for like days. I was playing it. You know, it's just that good, incredible.
okay, I'm sure you've talked about this on one of... Did you talk about this on one of the horror shows we did?
Horror games, yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, I think we did, yeah. Sounds interesting. If I ever free myself from Helldivers, I'll have a go on it. I'll have a go. This is... God, look at that friggin' face. This is interesting. So this is Hot Toys. Hot Toys released pre-orders for Young Flash from the Flash movie. And then also the rather large and expensive Hulk Buster-style armour from the What If episode of Iron Man with all that horrendous garish paint. Obviously the Flash movie didn't do as well as people might have hoped, and the episode of What If kind of came a season 2 late and whatnot. So Hot Toys have actually taken a load of orders for this, but then have come out and said basically we've not had enough orders, so we're cancelling it, which doesn't sound very exciting. But normally what happens is they just don't release figures. They very rarely, if ever, actually come out and say we've binned them, you know.
So I think they show them, but they don't put pre-orders up.
Yeah.
So I think this is the first time they've cancelled something that people had pre-orders for. Like you have tons all the time. You see Hot Toys displays and there's figures on display there, and they don't get.
They just come out, yeah.
yeah.
Why don't they do something like Hasbro where they have a counter so people can see it, or backers or whatnot?
It's-
Or...
Well, they do the displays where they've got these
Oh,
things
they
on
do.
display.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what's happened basically is they've not had the orders for it, so they've basically turned around and said, "Nah, we're not doing it."
Who
Which,
decides these frigging awful things?
I mean, that Iron Man is. I mean, maybe I'm being unfair to it. I can't imagine many people rushing off to buy that figure. It's
You're pushing
pretty garish.
Hulkbuster size.
Well,
and
that's
prices. Yeah, like, yeah.
that's £800 minimum
Nobody's buying that.
for that kind of thing.
Fucking nobody's buying that. Like,
And then I think the shame of the Flash figures is that it's so intrinsically linked to what you
His
call
movie.
him, Ezra Miller,
Oh.
that I just think people didn't want to buy it. You know,
well, they're not cancelling the. There is like a
Well,
Zeus version, isn't there? That's
not
probably still
not
out.
yet, not that we've heard, I suppose.
Is
but
it
I
not? Have
presume
they not
so.
announced that?
No, they've
They-
not announced it. No, they've not announced it's cancelled. It's out there. It's
Oh, right,
pre-ordered.
sorry, okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Same as you can get the Batman with the from that movie as well. I just thought it was interesting. I've never seen Hot Toys actually come out and announce a cancellation of figures before, but yeah,
Mad.
I'm
wonder
not
if this is-
surprised on either. I have to say,
I wonder if this is the beginning now, and this is like a regular thing.
maybe interesting. I like these. What are these in Sorrel?
Tootin' Turtle Tots. So from the famous scene in the new movie where they all have a little farting bit, you squeeze them and they make a trumpy noise. It's basically a giant whoopee cushion, but like in plastic form. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I'm buying a Donatello. Yeah,
That's the thing. It's the most ridiculous thing on the planet, but that Leonardo's coming home.
yeah.
I don't know if from Mutant Mayhem, like if a fart joke was in there, I would have been like, yeah, this suits it. So I know it's from this is from a scene from the show, isn't it? That two
Yeah.
animated one, yeah.
Tooting, yeah. But yeah, I just saw it and thought that is the funniest thing on the planet. Like that's the weirdest little toy I've ever seen.
It's a fun toy to do with that. I think that's a fun idea. But like,
I used to love a whoopee cushion. I have to say, I did like a whoopee cushion.
Thing is, you've got them stupid in like when you go around Entertainer and Smiths and that. They've got them like fart ninjas, and there's so many toys now that just make stupid fart noises when you walk past them. It does my head in. Every time I walk down Entertainer, it's like, where's that coming from?
There's something just intrinsically funny about farts. Do you know what I mean? I've probably mentioned it before, but if you haven't seen it, it's well worth Googling on YouTube. You know Leslie Nielsen from The Naked Gun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Every interview he ever did, he took a fart machine with him.
Oh,
So
yeah, I've
he would just
seen
be
this.
sitting during the interview and he'd hit the button and then go, excuse me, or whatever. It's just the best. If you're a Hollywood star, that's what you should be doing. Do you know what I mean? To entertain people. Yeah. So Sorrel, it's mental, but it's good. You bring in a certain je ne sais quoi to this show. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, you guys have got all the high-end stuff covered. You've got all the
Yeah.
Marvel, the DC. When I was sat there thinking, what can I bring to the show? Tootin' Turtles was up there for me.
Sorrel's
Farm
here to
Turtles.
bring the class, I think.
Yeah.
I'm bringing the class. Yeah,
Class
definitely.
spice up a bit, yeah.
To be fair, I'm bringing the things that not a single one of you guys would have ever have brought. So I thought, that's an achievement.
Yeah, and as mad as it is, I am keep looking at that Donatello being my favourite turtle, thinking that would be quite a fun little thing.
You have to get all of them, Pete. You can't get one.
No, I can separate. I can just get.
How much
the
are
Don.
these, Sorrow?
That's it. It depends on the price. There's no price yet. This is the only image that has surfaced. It's by Las Vegas Funcomics, and it's on
10 or
Instagram.
15.
I'm hoping so. It can't be any more than that. But then again, them stupid fugglers go for about 15 quid a piece, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and they're weird. Good
They
stuff.
did a Turtles crossover, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Luke, I quite like this.
Yeah, so last show, I showed the 112 Popeye figure was getting a re-release, which is one of my favourite figures in my collection that I've ever bought. And then I saw this Captain America, and I'm not really a Captain America fan, but as far as action figures go, I think this is quite cool. You know, with the multiple heads and obviously the fabricated clothing and all the different like alternate hands and stuff. You know, these things tend to range around the 120 odd pound mark, but you know, it's a shrunken down version of what a 1/6 figure would be. So it's always been something that it's always been a line that has interested me. Although there's not really anything where you could buy a whole set of stuff. They just seem to be one-off
Random.
single characters. Yeah. So I've got my eye on a Dr. Zaius at the moment from Planet of the Apes, which I would love to get. But yeah, I just wanted your thoughts on this because I know you like Captain America.
I do. I'm slightly surprised that you don't get more accessories with them. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what I would want, but I don't know because these are not cheap figures, are they?
No.
These are pricey little figures. But yeah, no, I like it. I like it. Square jawed Steve at the back there. He's looking pretty cool. But yeah, cool. Any of you would be interested in picking these up?
I just have when Luke said Dr. Sayus, that song from The Simpsons stuck in my head.
Dr. Sayus,
Dr.
Dr.
Sayus. Dr.
That was the
Sayus,
reason
Dr.
my Planet of the
Sayus.
Apes video had to come down. I've got copyright on it.
You're joking me.
Yeah, I put that song in there.
Sorry.
Simon.
Yes,
This is interesting.
It is interesting. Robosen have now released a Megatron to go with Optimus Prime and Grimlock, which is a proper transformable Megatron, which is absolutely amazing. And I've seen a video of where they both transform with each other and fight. It's so cool. Absolutely so cool.
These are very, very cool figures, but they are very pricey, I have to say.
It's come down a little. It's 850 quid pre-order. So,
Yeah. But you know what irritates us?
hmm
I mean, I would much rather they've done a classic Megatron rather, because this is from War from Cybertron, I think.
Yeah.
It's the shape of his arm cannon and stuff's not right. Do you know what I mean? That's not how Megatron... Anyway, that's just me being pedantic. But yeah, I love these. If I was going to get one, I would get Prime, I have to say, the original Prime. But these look very cool. Have you guys all seen the videos of these things?
Yeah. They look cool.
Yeah. I mean, fully automated transforming. You touch a button or swipe on your phone and it transforms and things like that.
Wait, what?
These are
No,
the voice
yeah.
activated ones as
That's
well, though. You
Oh,
can't
voice
vote.
activated, yeah.
Goes
yeah.
into
that's-
tanks and stuff.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Yeah, that's-
Oh, James, you've got to Google the Grimlock and the Optimus Prime. I think, I have to be honest, I think this is the weakest of the three,
Yeah.
personally. The Prime is just a sight to behold. I love the Prime. But I very nearly got one a while ago, you know. I remember I was humming and hawing about it. And I remember someone said to us, it's a gimmick and you'll get bored with it within, you know, a couple of weeks or whatever. And it's a lot of money, really. Sorry, I'll cut you
You
off.
could do it every time someone walks in the room. Go like you just
Yes,
don't even tell
link-
them.
Link it to your light switch. So
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
What I liked on the videos online
Convinces.
was... Sorry.
No, I'm saying you've convinced us now. I'm going to have to get it. Sorry, you were saying?
The videos online, what I liked about it was the fact that if you have him and Optimus Prime side by side and do the whole, you know, if you see Optimus Prime transform, Megatron won't respond because you've not said Megatron. They actually pick up on what you're saying, which is quite clever. Otherwise, they could have both just transformed at the same time, but they don't. You've got to actually say Megatron transform. So that's quite cool.
Yeah, the Grimlock as well is pretty damn impressive, I have to say.
They don't,
How
they
much
don't
money?
interact though, do they? They don't interact with each other, do they? Or do they?
I'm not sure.
Don't think
I've not
so.
seen any. It would, for the price, I would have thought it would have been better if they'd have, like, you know, talked to each other or something for the price point.
Yeah.
What's interesting is Robertson did actually do a Buzz Lightyear one.
Yeah,
That sort of died of death, really. and they have, they're more going down the Transformer route. So
Which is interesting because I remember at the time thinking I haven't got anything from Toy Story in my collection. And if I was going to want something from Toy Story, I would probably go down the kind of because technically, I guess it's 1-to-1 scale, the Buzz Lightyear, isn't it? It's the
there's,
size of a proper.
the Toy Story collection,
you know?
and they're very reasonably priced, and they're replicas effectively. So like,
Yeah.
you get a Woody for 40 quid. I had 2 of them. I sold them loose for like 50 or something like that. So like, they're not expensive really.
I like the Revlatech Toy Story stuff. Spot on.
Oh, so yeah, Simon, this is a great thing to show, mate. I really do like it. I just wish they were a little bit less expensive.
I like the idea that all your stuff can fall over off the shelf, and this one will pick itself back up.
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
How much did these cost?
it's pre-order 850 quid. So
It's in basket already, isn't it, Peter?
Not cheap. Yeah. Okay, and I just wanted to end off on a little bit of this. This is Hot Toys had a kind of a Star Wars Dark Side event thing going on, and now I'll not know the names to these. I put my hands up straight away. But we've got a re-release of Stormtroopers, a 2-pack Stormtrooper, which look very, very cool. These are figures that are mental in terms of Hot Toys kind of making them very hard to get a hold of. So Star Wars fans have been desperate for Stormtroopers for ages. There were some released classic troopers, some released a good few years back, but they're like hard to get a hold of. So I don't know why they've taken this long to produce them again, but anyway, they have now. So you can get your classic troopers, Commander Cody, who you can already get that figure, but this is the chromed version. Hot Toys have got a habit of chroming characters for some reason. I don't know, is he chromed in the movie or cartoon?
No, he's not. He's
Yeah,
no.
Yeah,
No.
so I don't know what the hell they do that
a bit like
for.
Chrome on Hasbro as well. They
Yeah.
just like chrome things up.
And then you've got these 2 Dark Droids, which a few will recognise from Vader Down, the comic series we read.
that masterpiece.
They're pretty cool, mind, I have to say. I haven't got the other image of, I can't remember what the C-3PO is called. Is it 000?
Yeah, 000 and BT.
Yeah, 000. Yeah. So the 000's got kind of like knives and things, a bit like Edward Scissorhands, kind of attachments going on his fingers and stuff when you add them on.
Aren't
Which
they
is
Dr. Aphra's droids as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the interesting thing is these haven't appeared in a live action thing. So this is a comic book characters. So are we going to start getting some comic book stuff? That'd be very cool
Yeah.
to see, I think.
Well, we'll have on the next slide, we've got some game stuff and whatnot, haven't we? So we've got Lord Starkiller.
That Starkiller. I've always, it's very niche. It's from a DLC for The Force Unleashed, like a what if reality DLC thing. So it's so niche, but I've just always loved that design, like that, the Vader-esque kind of amazing. Love it. I think I'll have to get this, man. I think I need it. It's so good.
I know nothing about the character in the middle. Darth, is it Revan?
Revan,
yeah.
Revan. I know nothing about that character, but I think the costume design and the 2 blades, the purple and the red, it looks stunning. And I love the kind of the helmet.
Yeah.
Some very cool figures there. Some very cool. And yet, with all of these new Star Wars figures, we've still not got a what do you call him, James, from the game you like?
Cal Kestis.
Cal Kestis. Yeah.
I wanna do a Starkiller versus Cal Kestis display, or like we don't even have a normal Starkiller. They've given us like the
Yeah, they've
the
given
what
the-
if DLC version of them.
the
instead.
Endgame
Like,
one.
Yeah, it's mad. Like
I'm honestly
yeah.
surprised they've never brought Starkiller back into canon, just because of like the whole Inquisitors thing. That's basically what he was.
Yeah, well,
He was the
Filoni-
first Inquisitor, technically.
Filoni said he was going to be the villain of season 3 or something like that. Rebels.
That'd be
and they said
amazing.
He's just too strong. We couldn't.
Yeah.
I don't want to nerf him because then it's not the same character. And I was like, I understand that, but just do it. I want him. Remember, everyone thought in Ahsoka that your man was going to be him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
hoping.
Great, yeah,
I was really disappointed with that.
yeah, he was nobody.
Especially with all the
Nobody at all.
cloning.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially with all the cloning storylines as well. He would be perfect to add in right now because it would fit in with the storyline.
100%. Yeah.
So that's a few interesting Star Wars figures. But we've got May the 4th coming out soon, so I don't know if we're going to get more announcements then. I know last year we were a little
You
bit
pointed
disappointed.
that out
weren't we?
last year. It was like there
Yeah.
was loads of stuff in the couple of weeks leading up to it, and
Yeah.
then nothing on the day. Like
Which
it
was
was
strange.
it was a Palpatine and something else. Like it was
Yeah.
a trooper. Yeah.
If you go on StarWars.com, I think it's literally like the Disney Store have got a couple of things. It's like a pin set. I think there is a lightsaber coming out, but there's no figures or anything. No major.
Disappointing. Okie dokie, guys, that's another show done. That's your whack. thank you very much to everybody that's been watching tonight, and thank you as ever to you guys. It's been great fun. Always interesting. You always bring something different to the show, so thank you so much for your time and effort. With that, well, before we move on, Luke, anything happening on your channel?
No.
Great.
Sorry, guys.
James, anything happening over on One Good Scare?
Yeah, we just had an Abigail spoiler review out a couple of days ago. So
Have you seen it yet, Sorrel, Abigail?
Abigail's amazing. Yeah. Great movie.
we just,
One of the
raved about it for 10 minutes, basically. So we have that. There's no live show because I'm over in England now this weekend. Me and Peter are going to go see The Last of Us live, like a composer, do the score live. So that's going to be really cool. So there won't be a live show, but we've moved. I'll be right back on Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island to Friday. So I'll be out this Friday, and then we'll have The Strangers for the following week, I believe. So
Yeah. Good stuff. Lots happening over on One Good Scare. Please do go check out the channel and give her a sub. Doing very, very well. What we're at the moment, James?
315, 316, something like that.
Yeah, so very, very pleased with that. Sorrel, what's happening over in your world?
It's Free Comic Book Day this weekend, so I'll be doing a vlog going to the comic book store and grabbing those. And then it's HorrorCon coming up for me as well in about a week and a half time. I'm looking forward to
Sheffield.
that. Yeah,
Sheffield.
Sheffield.
Annoyed to
forward
miss
to it.
that because the American Marathon London fellas are there together.
Are they?
That would be really cool. Yeah, David Naughton and the other guy. It's just because if we weren't going to this Last of Us thing, I probably would have come over for that instead. You know, it's the only thing.
I might have a journey down. I'm going to have a look. I'll have a look. I'll go on our behalf,
You have to
James.
go. You have to. Yeah, you
Well-
have to go represent One Good Scare. On the,
I'm travelling solo. So if you do come, give us a shout. We'll have a beer.
Yeah. Okay, mate. I'll have a look. and see what I'm doing.
Bring some business cards, Pete.
And Sorrel, have you got a show on Sunday night?
Yeah, every Sunday we do the Geek Week in review with me and Jacob's Toys at 9:30 p.m. on a Sunday. Check it out.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Simon, anything happening over in your world?
I've been thinking I should do maybe a room tour for you guys, like so I can show off all my box Star Wars.
Show off your boxes. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that would be great, because you haven't done one of those, I don't think, on your channel.
I've
have
never
you?
done one of those, no. So it'd be
Yeah,
really
no,
cool.
crack on, mate. Get one done. That would
Yeah.
be good fun. That would be good
Yeah.
fun. And over on my channel, we've got the usual stuff, pumping out lots and lots of videos. Me and James are going to record our review of the Roger Corman? Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie. And I've got a number of videos coming up. Can't remember what. But lots going on. Okie dokie. With that, we'll call it a night. Thank you very much, everybody that's been watching, and we'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye.